Ikhlas. Dengan ikhlas nak belajar secara digital di mana-mana pun mudah dan mengujakan. Seronok kan? Dekat sini ada ramai cikgu berpengalaman yang sedia dan bersemangat untuk mengajar. Tak kiralah di mana-mana. Ada soalan ke tu? Tanya je cikgu terus. Ini kan tuition dalam talian. Skor dalam peperiksaan dengan bantuan cikgu tuition. Nota ada, video ada, soalan latih tupi peperiksaan ada dan banyak lagi tau. Tengok tu, macam-macam aktiviti dan projek ada untuk anda sertai. Kuasai bahasa Inggeris dengan aktiviti bercerita dan menulis. Berlakon di bengkel bercerita. Atau menulis esei dengan hebat dalam bahasa Inggeris. Dunia sains, teknologi dan matematik juga tak bosan dengan aktiviti yang sangat interaktif. Komuniti ikhlas ni besar. Inilah masanya nak belajar sama-sama dengan kawan baru secara dalam talian. Tak kiralah sama ada nak berbincang pasal subjek baru atau cabar mereka dengan kuis mingguan. Tengok siapa boleh jadi nombor 1. Belajar secara dalam talian boleh jadi seronok dan mudah kalau anda belajar dengan ikhlas. Barulah boleh jadi peneraju masa depan. Terukai dunia belajar lagi seronok. Ikhlas menanti anda.
Cabaran yang saya hadapi bila cakap bahasa Inggeris ialah kadang-kadang saya tersalah atau terbahasa bila cakap dengan kawan. So, rasa macam malu sikit. Saya selalu baca buku. Saya juga menonton video yang dipaparkan di Maxis Ikhlas.
Ikhlas mempunyai nota yang disediakan oleh cikgu pakar dan bengkel live yang seronok dan tidak membosankan. Lari ikhlas.com.my sekarang.
Jangan malu-malu. Cuba ikhlas dulu.
Trinity and I'm from Sungai Buloh and I study in SMK Bandar Sri Damansara 2 and I'm 14. I learned how to build my self-confidence and also to not be shy.
I learned the importance of storytelling and techniques on how to write essays. It was fun and exciting.
I learned a lot of things. One of them is how to make storytelling more exciting. I also learned how to set the mood and how to express your voice when telling the stories to people.
Maxis Ikhlas ini adalah satu projek yang kita memang turun padang. Kita membantu student daripada golongan B40. Jadi itu adalah satu yang bermakna yang untuk kita boleh berikan kepada masyarakat.
So at Guru Lab, we are looking at how to use data analytics to be able to inform our tutors to be able to deliver the best English lessons, something that is as catered as possible to the level of the learners that come to us.
So far, from what I've seen, the students are really enjoying themselves. There are great facilitators, so they learn a lot from having the real experience of doing storytelling, and it's very step by step.
Fatia binti Muhammad. I'm currently teaching English in SK Sementer, Klang. I think the program and the workshop for today is very exciting, fun, and the pupils really enjoyed it.
From the e-class, I think they can having different methods of learning English. Of course, they very excited with the new ways of learning because of the gadget, because of the internet, and from the e-class, I think they will love the subject more than the usual practice in the classroom.
As my opinion, this workshop taught them the confidence level to talk in public. And I think it's very good because they need the improvisation on how to talk in front of people.
I really like the storytelling because just now the speaker actually teach a lot of gesture on how to present a story, and also it boosts our students' confidence in the public speaking.
Program ikhlas sebenarnya sangat dekat dengan hati saya sebab ini adalah program untuk kita memberi sumbangan kepada masyarakat, dan Maxis memangnya begitu bersemangat dalam menyumbang ke arah pendidikan.
Nak dunia belajar yang lagi seronok tak? Jom masuk ikhlas. Dengan ikhlas nak belajar secara digital di mana-mana pun mudah dan mengujakan. Seronok kan? Di kat sini ada ramai cikgu berpengalaman yang sedia dan bersemangat untuk mengajar. Tak kiralah di mana-mana. Ada soalan ke tu? Tanya je cikgu terus. Ini kan tuition dalam talian. Skor dalam peperiksaan dengan bantuan cikgu tuition. Nota ada, video ada, soalan latih tubi peperiksaan ada dan banyak lagi tau. Tengok tu, macam-macam aktiviti dan projek ada untuk anda sertai. Kuasai bahasa Inggeris dengan aktiviti bercerita dan menulis. Berlakon di bengkel bercerita. Atau menulis esei dengan hebat dalam bahasa Inggeris. Dunia sains, teknologi dan matematik juga tak bosan dengan aktiviti yang sangat interaktif. Komuniti ikhlas ni besar. Inilah masanya nak belajar sama-sama dengan kawan baru secara dalam talian. Tak kiralah sama ada nak berbincang pasal subjek baru atau cabar mereka dengan kuis mingguan. Tengok siapa boleh jadi nombor 1. Belajar secara dalam talian boleh jadi seronok dan mudah. Kalau anda belajar dengan ikhlas, barulah boleh jadi peneraju masa depan. Terukai dunia belajar lagi seronok. Ikhlas menanti anda.
Good evening, teachers and students. My name is Katrina. We will start very soon. But before that, please make sure that you are seated comfortably, that you have your food and drinks with you. If you have not had your dinner, you can take a snack so that you don't feel so hungry during the session, and you can have your water with you. Also, do make sure that you have a stable internet connection so that you don't miss any parts of the workshop later. And you can interact with us through the chat section. I see a lot of people are asking their questions and introducing themselves, which is really great. We would love to hear your thoughts and ideas. You can also ask us any questions that you may have. Stay with us until the end to learn, and I'll see all of you very shortly.
Cabaran yang saya hadapi bila cakap bahasa Inggeris ialah kadang-kadang saya tersalah tata bahasa bila cakap dengan kawan. So, rasa macam malu sikit. Saya selalu baca buku. Saya juga menonton video yang dipaparkan di Maxis iKelas.
iKelas mempunyai nota yang disediakan oleh cikgu pakar dan bengkel live yang seronok dan tidak membosankan. Lari ikhlas.com.my sekarang.
Jangan malu-malu. Cuba ikhlas dulu.
And I'm from Sungai Buloh and I study in SMK Bandar Sri Damansara 2 and I'm 14. I learned how to build my self-confidence and also to not be shy.
I learned the importance of storytelling and techniques on how to write essays. It was fun and exciting.
I learned a lot of things. One of them is how to make storytelling more exciting. I also learned how to set the mood and how to express your voice when telling the stories to people.
Maxis kelas ini adalah satu projek yang kita memang turun padang. Kita membantu student daripada golongan B40. Jadi itu adalah satu yang bermakna yang untuk kita boleh berikan kepada masyarakat.
So at Guru Lab, we are looking at how to use data analytics to be able to inform our tutors to be able to deliver the best English lessons, something that is as catered as possible to the level of the learners that come to us.
So far from what I've seen, the students are really enjoying themselves. There are great facilitators, so they learn a lot from having the real experience of doing storytelling, and it's very step by step.
Hi, my name is Fatia binti Muhammad. I'm currently teaching English in SK Sementer, Klang. I think the program and the workshop for today is very exciting, fun, and the pupils really enjoyed it.
From the e-class, I think they can having different methods of learning English. Of course, they very excited with the new ways of learning because of the gadget, because of the internet, and from the e-class, I think they will love the subject more than the usual practice in the classroom.
As my opinion, this workshop taught them the confidence level to talk in public. And I think it's very good because they need the improvisation on how to talk in front of people.
I really like the storytelling because just now the speaker actually teach a lot of gesture on how to present a story, and also it boosts our students' confidence in the public speaking.
Program ikhlas sebenarnya sangat dekat dengan hati saya sebab ini adalah program untuk kita memberi sumbangan kepada masyarakat, dan Maxis memangnya begitu bersemangat dalam menyumbang ke arah pendidikan.
Welcome teachers and students to our first storytelling and mini drama workshop for the 2023 HIP StoryFest English Competition, brought to you by Maxis eClubs. My name is Kakak Kat, and I will be learning together with all of you in our workshops. So today our workshop is all about storytelling and mini drama. And I'm so thrilled to be able to be in this workshop because I really love creating stories. So now, since this is our first workshop, let's get to know each other better. I will be asking you 3 questions and you can share your answers in the chat. Is that all right, everybody? Yeah? Okay. So now, the first question is, where are you from? Are you from Sabah? Are you from Sarawak? For me, I am from Selangor, specifically Klang, right now. Okay, there's a lot of people from Shah Alam, Kedah, Johor, Sabah, Klang, Selangor, Mersing, Puchong, Sibu, Johor. Wow, a lot of places. All of you are from everywhere. We have one from Malacca. Do we have anybody from Perlis, Terengganu, Sibu, Penang, Malacca, Kelantan? Oh, Sungai Buloh. All of you are from everywhere. It's so nice that all of you guys get to know a lot of people from many different places.
I'm from Kedah.
You're from Kedah. Okay, very nice. Okay, so now let's move on to the second question. Okay, I know the majority of you students here, but can you share with me which year are you from? Are you year 6? Are you from 4? Are you from 3? From 1? Now, I won't be revealing my age here, but I would love to know how all of you standard 4. Also, there's a lot of you year 6, from 4, from 5, from 3, year 4. Oh, everybody's from various years. Year 6, I see a lot of year 6 here. A lot of year 6, huh? And from 5 as well. SPM year, all the best. Okay, so many people from so many ages. Okay, now the last question. Is everyone ready for the last question? The last question is, do you know why you are here today? Or why are we having this workshop today? Why did you personally feel excited to join this workshop? I don't know. You can think now. Why are you interested to join this workshop? Interested learning stories? Yeah. Excited to win. I like your spirit. I like your spirit. A lot of you don't know. Okay, learn better tips to tell stories, certificates, HIP StoryFest. Don't know what this workshop is for, but this looks interesting. Very good. I like your optimism. To improve your English and storytelling. Very good. Yes, this workshop will definitely help you practice your English, improve how to tell stories. You want to get champion. Yes, I love that spirit. All of you are very ambitious. It's great. It's great. What are the prizes? Hey, you can find out more in the Maxis E-Class portal to improve your storytelling. That's great. So you see, all of you have different reasons for joining this workshop. And at the end of the workshop, I hope you will be able to tell us whether this workshop is able to achieve your goal or your expectation on whether you were able to improve in your English and improve in your storytelling after this. Well, today's workshop is held in conjunction with the HIP StoryFest English Competition, brought to you exclusively by Maxis E-Class. We launched the competition 3rd of May, and we have already started receiving submissions. Have you guys started practicing your submissions? And have you guys started submitting your entries? For those of you who said you wanted to be the champion, go on, do it. I really am rooting for you. So I'm hoping that you guys will be able to, through this workshop, practice your scripts and be able to submit your entries. And who knows, I will be seeing you as the winner next time. Okay, so now let me tell you guys a little bit about the competition. So there are 2 categories in the competition, and all our workshops is to help you prepare for them. So do share in the chat between the categories, which category are you interested to join in? Are you interested to join in storytelling, or are you interested to join mini drama? Which one is your preference? Both. Yes, you can join both as well. Storytelling, both. Very nice. We have a lot of future storytellers and future actors, of which I'm very happy to see this. Very nice. Looks like a lot of you are interested in both the categories. Now, to join the category is very easy. All you need to do is to be a Malaysian student and have registered yourself on the new Maxis eClass portal or app. The closing date is on 3rd July 2023. So remember, I try, I speak, I can with Maxis eClass. All right, thank you so much everybody for participating in our little icebreaker. I know we are all looking forward to the workshop today, and as I shared earlier, today is the first of 4 storytelling workshops we have in store for all of you, featuring KL Shakespeare Players. Now, KL Shakespeare Players has been on stage for a very long time, and they have organized various workshops educating students on storytelling. We have with us today Cikgu Johnny and Cikgu Emily, and we'll be learning about the structure of stories. Cikgu Johnny and team, over to you.
Thank you so much, Katrina. It's wonderful to be back here again, and we have been looking forward so much to joining you for these workshops that we have with the readiness for the StoryFest 2023. So just give me a moment as I get my slides ready to share with you. And now, we are KLSP, and that stands for KL Shakespeare Players. But we won't be doing Shakespeare today. We do a lot of other things, but Shakespeare was a great storyteller and also a great person for writing drama. But today we are going to be looking at staging the screen. That's all about you being able to put something onto the screen that you can perform, be it storytelling or be it mini drama. I'll talk more about that in a moment, but I have my colleague Emily with me here today. Emily, would you like to give a wave? It's great to have you here, Emily.
Hi, everybody.
And we're going to just kick off today's session by showing you a fun and easy game that you can play to help you with your storytelling. It's called One Word Story. So we need a few friends to be able to do this. It's not really a game that you can play on your own. And it's better if you have more than 2 friends. So Katrina, can I invite you to join us with this game as well?
Sure, Johnny.
Okay, right. So I'm just going to take my slides off the screen for a moment so that you can see the 3 of us here. And the game works like this. I'm going to say one word, just one word. And then Emily is going to say a word that she thinks could follow that word. And then Katrina will say a word to follow that. And then I will say a word to follow that. And as we say one word at a time, so we start to build up a sentence. And so that starts to turn into a story. Okay, so you watch us and you see, and see if you can guess what we're going to say. We don't know what's going to happen with this. We're just going to see what story happens as we say one word at a time. Are you ready, Emily? Are you ready, Katrina?
Yeah.
You're ready. Okay, let's go. Here's the first word. Once.
Upon.
Time.
There.
Was.
Boy.
And.
Girl.
They.
Liked.
To.
Play.
With.
Their.
Friends.
One.
Day.
They.
All.
Saw.
Big.
Scary.
Tiger.
With.
Big.
Claws.
Suddenly.
The.
Tiger.
Roared.
Very.
Loudly.
And.
The.
Tiger.
Started.
To.
Chase.
After.
The.
Children.
Okay, we'll stop there at that exciting moment. Whoa. Now, if we had longer, we could keep going and find out what happened to those children. Did they escape from the tiger? But I must tell you, I did not know we were going to have a story about a tiger today. 2 children and their friends and the tiger. Wow, what a story to suddenly come from nowhere, just by saying one word at a time. Maybe you know this game, maybe you don't. But either way, it's a game that you can play with your friends very easily. And I hope that you enjoyed our version of what we managed to create as a story there. So we're starting with some storytelling already. Emily, Katrina, thank you ever so much. I'm going to share my slides now as we start to look more at today's workshop. I'll open up my slides again. And I hope that you enjoyed that game. I could see people saying here, wow, amazing. Wow, so good. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you appreciated our story. So we have 4 workshops for you, and they will be looking at the subjects of what's the story, one person, many voices, look and move, get it all together. And this is so that you can create your own storytelling or your own mini drama. Storytelling is something you can do alone, but if you want to work with some friends, then you could do mini drama. So you have those choices, whether you want to work alone or you can't find someone to work with, or you want to do something with some friends. So both of those areas, storytelling and mini drama, you'll be able to use what we are going to share with you today and the other weeks to help you to create those wonderful performances in readiness for the competition. Whoa, some people saying they've got friends. Great, that's good. So I think you might be doing a mini drama then. Well, what are we doing today? We're starting with what's the story? This will be all about how we can structure, how you can structure what you want to present. Our learning objective in this workshop is to see how to summarize a story using 4 simple steps to provide you with the foundations for creating your own storytelling or mini drama. This is right at the beginning of the process, okay? So you might have an idea of a story that you could tell, but you just don't know how to do it. And especially you might be thinking, how do I turn that into a mini drama? Well, first of all, you have to give yourselves a structure. So we're going to see if we can create a structure today. Let's have a look at how it works. Of course, these are the different areas that you've already been shown. Katrina showed you this earlier, but I've just put it up here as a reminder. And today we're going to focus on 2 of these areas. These are the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and we're going to focus on which 2 today? Life on land and life below water. So I'm going to tell you a story in a minute that fits with both of these 2 areas, life on land and life below water. But let me ask you right at the start here, what stories do you think of when I say life on land or life below water? Put in the chat box if you can think of a story that would fit with that. Mermaid, maybe a Little Mermaid, Finding Nemo. Yeah, those are great examples of life below water. What about life on land? Can you think of any story that would fit with life on land? The Lion and the Mouse. Oh, I think somebody has seen me before telling a story. The Lion King. Yes, a great story for life on land. Madagascar, Jungle King, Tarzan, Zelda, Alice in Wonderland. Whoa, Black Panther, Pirates of the Caribbean. Now that's on land and on water and below water, isn't it? The Pirates of the Caribbean. They have so many adventures. Avatar, yes. Especially the most recent adventure, right? The most recent film. Wow, we've got so many different stories here coming up. I think somebody has just recently seen our story of Ricky Aleup as well. I saw just a little mention there about some princesses and a prince. Right, well, we've got so many great ideas here. So what is today's story going to be? Well, this is the story of where stories come from. This, you could say perhaps this is the very first story. It's a story that comes from Africa, and it is particularly a Zulu story from South Africa. There's South Africa right at the bottom of the continent there. And the Zulu people, they have their own stories down there. And I'm going to tell you that Zulu story today, where stories come from. It's a story that begins with a mother and a father who were very happy. They had lots of healthy children. The problem was, when it was nighttime, the children couldn't sleep. They would end up crying and crying because they had got so tired, but they just wouldn't sleep. There were all sorts of things they still wanted to do, and their parents became more and more angry with them because they were tired too. The mother and the father wanted the children to sleep, and they couldn't sleep. And when it came to the morning, everyone was grumpy. They just did not have enough sleep. And the mother and the father thought, how long can this go on for? Oh, we just cannot live like this anymore. What are we going to do? So the mother said, you look after the children, father, and I will go out and see if there is somebody who can help me. So off she went, searching to see if there was anyone around, anyone that could help her. She looked up in the trees, and there in the trees, she saw there was an owl. Oh, she said, owl, you are wise. Will you be able to help me? My children cannot sleep. I don't know what to do, and we are getting more and more grumpy with every night that passes with no sleep. But the owl said, oh, I am a creature of the night. I shouldn't be awake now. Oh, I would love to help you, but I am very sleepy myself. And the owl fell asleep. The mother could not wake her up. And so she went off to find another tree. And there in the tree, there was a monkey. Now the mother knew that this monkey had many, many children. So as one mother to another, would she be able to help her? My children cannot sleep. Can you help me? Anything you can do? But the monkey said, I don't know how to help you. I've got problems of my own. I have children that are about to fall off a branch over there. I have another child that is fighting with his brother over there. And I've got to make sure that my little children have enough to eat. I don't have time to talk to you. And the monkey swung away. The mother realized she was not going to get help from the trees, but maybe she would get help from something that lived in the grass. And there at her feet, there was a hare with long ears. And the mother thought, a hare with long ears maybe has heard about how to help children who cannot sleep. Hare, will you help me, please? But the hare, as it used its ears to listen, realized it could hear in the distance the sound of a lion. And the hare was scared, thinking that the lion was going to come over to where they were standing any moment now. So the hare ran away. And the mother still did not have anything to help her to get the children asleep. Well, as she walked along, wondering what to do, she soon found herself coming close to the beach. And there on the beach, there was a turtle. The turtle asked her what was happening, and she said, I just don't know what to do. I'm trying to get my children to sleep, but they won't sleep, and I just need someone to help me. And the turtle said, climb on my back. I will take you under the sea. I think we have something down there that will help you. So the mother climbed onto the back of the turtle, and down it went into the sea. And there below the water, she saw there was weed growing on the land, on the seabed. She saw that there were fish, and there were strange creatures like this octopus. And all of these creatures wanted to know what life was like on the land because they lived below water. So the mother told them. She told them about the house that she lived in and the land that they lived on and all the things that they would do, the hunting and the carving and the weaving and the making of their food. And all the creatures of the sea were so happy to hear this that they decided to give that mother a gift, something to help her get her children to sleep. It was a magic shell. Take this, said the turtle, and you put it to your ear, and you will hear something that will help you. And so off they went, taking her back up onto the land. And as she walked across the land, she went back to where her children were, and she had the magic shell to show them. Now, with the magic shell, she thought, I have something here that can help my children to sleep, but what is it? She put it to her ear, and as she did so, she could hear a whispering sound. And that whispering sound sounded like words to her, just like the words one at a time from the one-word story game. And as she said one word, she heard another one, and another one, and another one. And as she said those words, she found that she was telling stories to her children. And as the children heard the stories, they stopped crying. And very soon they were snuggling down and finding themselves falling asleep. At last, The children had fallen asleep thanks to the stories that the mother could hear as she put the magic shell to her ear. And do you know, those children, they learnt the stories and they told the stories to their children, who told them to their children. And the Zulu people say that is where all our stories have come from. Well, that is the story then of where stories come from, a Zulu story from South Africa. Now, let me ask you, what did you think of that story? Oh, someone said it's very interesting. Someone said they like that story. What else? Amazing. I wonder, have you ever heard that story before? I find that that is a story that not many people know. Never heard it, somebody says. So cool, amazing, interesting. Wow, so great to have your responses here. It looks like you really enjoyed that story. Well, we're going to use this story in a moment, but look at this. This is the story written down. It's just a part of it. And look how many words are here. Imagine you had to tell a story. You might think to yourself, oh, I have to learn so many words. I don't know if I can do it. And maybe if you were to just read it from the book, it might be a little bit too long as well. So let's see if we can simplify the story. This story has many ideas. Here they are. Let's see now, what are the important parts of this story? Well, to do that, to find those out, I'm going to introduce you to something that I call the common narrative pathway. Now, Kat, do you know what a narrative is? Can I speak to you for a moment? Do you know what a narrative is?
Is a narrative something like a story?
Well, yeah, a narrative is something that is very important for a story. Yeah, if we don't have a narrative, we don't have a story. But do you know how a narrative is different from the word story?
The narrative can be from a plot.
Ah, okay, so you're using the word plot, which is another word we use for describing stories. That's right. The narrative is each of the events that happens in the story, and they go in a certain sequence so that we understand the story, so that we can fully enjoy everything that's happening, because the narrative helps us to go from one thing to another. So if we're going from one thing to another, what are those things? Here they are. We have a setting, and then we have some challenges, and then we have a golden opportunity, and then we have the fulfillment. Now, you might be wondering, what do these words mean? But don't worry, we're going to go through each one of them. And I am actually going to ask Emily to start off. I'm going to invite her onto screen. Emily, can you tell us about what the setting is?
Hi. All right. So, in a story, the setting usually tells us the very important details and information of how the story is about. And to do this, we use 4 WH questions. And these are, number 1, when did this story happen? And number 2, where did this story happen? And the third WH question is, who is this story happening to? In a story, you have names of people, and these are what we call the characters. So who is what's happening to who is the character in the story. And then we go to the last one, which is what is happening to the character in the story. And then
why don't you give us some examples there, Emily, of when, where, who, and what?
Great. So let's take a look at one of our very famous stories that we all grew up listening to. And please do take note that all of these things tell us what a problem the characters would be facing. Now let's look at this story. And if you see there, you see a visual on your screen. Now, did you know that visuals are also part of a setting that can help you know what's going on in the story? And I'm sure some of you can guess what story this is. And while you're trying to figure out and remember this story, let me start the opening line of this story. A long time ago, in a small village, there lived with his mother a boy named Jack. They had very little money. Can you guess what story I'm talking about? That's right, you guessed it right. This is the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. And this answers all the WH questions in the setting. A long time ago tells us when it happened. In a small village tells us where it happened. Lived a boy with his mother tells us who the characters of the story is and what is happening to them, which means they are in the line. The line tells you that they had very little money, and that is also introducing us to the problem the characters are facing.
Oh, thank you, Emily. Right, so if we got this at the beginning of the story, we understand what the problem is. And a story is always about solving a problem. You think about all the stories you know. We have characters who have problems at the beginning, and then we watch to see how they find that problem is going to be sorted out, how it's going to be resolved. So after the setting, then we come to the challenges. Can you see there is a picture here of a maze? Have you ever been stuck in a maze? You keep trying to find one way, then the other, and you can't find your way out. That's what it's like for the characters in the story. You see, the challenges are all the ways in which the character tries to change the situation, but is unsuccessful. So if you think about it, with Jack and the Beanstalk, the mother said, go and sell the cow. If you sell the cow and get some money, then we may not be quite so poor. We need that money. But Jack, when he went to sell it, came back with magic beans. So he actually was unsuccessful in the way that he tried to make some money. Was that because he was stupid? Was that because he was fooled by the magic man? Or was it he was just too lazy to give it a proper try? You decide, but can you see that he had a challenge and he was unsuccessful? Now, if ever you are doing challenges in a story, you need to remember something that I call the magic 3. Do you remember in my story, the Zulu story, the mother asked 3 different creatures. There are so many stories that have 3 things in it. In the Zulu story, it was the owl and the monkey and the hare. Can you think of any other stories that have 3 things in? Can you think of any stories where there is something that we call the magic 3? Perhaps you know this story. Can you put in the chat box which story this might be, where there are 3 things? 3 little pigs, someone has said. Great. 3 bears, that's right. And do you remember 3 bears had 3 bowls of porridge, 3 chairs, and 3 beds? You can see that 3 comes in the story of Goldilocks. Oh, yes, a number of you are putting Goldilocks. I wonder, do you know this story? This is the story of 3 what? Do you know this story? 3 what? We've had 3 bears, 3 goats. Do you know which goats they are? They actually have a proper name. They are called the 3 billy goats gruff. Do you know that story? It's about 3 goats that want to cross a bridge, and their challenge is to get across the bridge with a troll underneath. The problem is the troll won't allow them across. And they try one after another. And they come up with a clever way to get across, but they still have to get rid of the troll. I won't tell you the full story, but we have a magic 3 there. So one way of telling stories well is when you come to the challenges, have 3 challenges that your character must face. And then that will feel like a story that's an old story. It will fit into a tradition that we have in storytelling all over the world. The idea of the magic 3. I can see somebody does know the story of the Billy Goat's Gruff. They've typed in a little bit more information about the bridge and the monster underneath, known as the troll. Well, that's step 2. What about step 3? Emily, come and tell us more about this. This is step 3, the golden opportunity.
Yes, the golden opportunity. Now, this is where something happens in the story where it gives a chance for the character to change their situation. And usually the golden opportunity, something that's unexpected. The character did not see this coming. How about we explore this with a few examples from some stories? Let's take the story of Cinderella. In Cinderella, the letter for invitation to attend the royal ball comes to Cinderella's family, and her stepmother and 2 stepsisters do not allow her to go. And Cinderella is so miserable. And then something happens. A golden opportunity where the fairy godmother appears. And there you get to see that Cinderella gets a chance to change the situation where she is in. Now let's look at the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack was up in the castle and hiding while he watched the giant summon his goose that laid the golden egg. Jack saw that, and that presented a golden opportunity, a chance for Jack and his mother to sell those golden eggs and make some money, and they won't be so poor anymore. Or we could look at another famous story, Harry Potter. Do you remember in Harry Potter, in the beginning, he lived with his uncle and auntie, the Dursleys, who were very unkind to him, and he was miserable, living.
Oh, I think she's back. Okay. Carry on, Emily. You just froze for a moment.
Okay. So back to Harry Potter, where he was living under the staircase, miserable, until a letter of invitation arrived for him to go and study at Hogwarts. And that was the golden opportunity, a chance for Harry Potter to change the situation that he was in.
Wow, thank you for that, Emily. Well, if you think about it, there's so many characters and so many stories do have this golden opportunity. I see somebody put Lord of the Rings here, which is a very long story, right? And there are many golden opportunities in that story, but I think one of them will be when Gandalf comes and speaks to Frodo and tells him that he must come with him on the journey to destroy that one ring. It's a bit like Dumbledore going to see Harry Potter. There's a lot of similarity there, right? But yes, it's another example of a golden opportunity. So the golden opportunity must happen in the story, which means that then we can reach the fulfillment. Hooray! This is where, well, the problem is solved, but beyond what the character first imagined. You know, the character might have a problem and they have the challenges and they have the golden opportunity, and then they end up fulfilling the problem. They manage to solve it, but something special happens as well. Of course, you know, many stories end with they all lived happily ever after. That's a nice thing to happen, right? That everything gets sorted out and everyone can live happily. But what about this for an ending? And he never needed to work again. Jack, in the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, maybe he had to go and sell things to make money. His mother was upset because he didn't have a job. He never would go out to work. He was so lazy. But at the end of the story, not only did he have money enough because of the golden goose, but he never needed to work again. So it's even better than what he imagined at the beginning. And they became the best of friends. Well, could you imagine a story about two people that are enemies? And maybe the main character of the story just wants to escape from the enemy, or they want to get revenge on the enemy. Well, it may turn out that actually, instead of those things happening, they become the best of friends. So actually the problem is solved, but beyond what the character first imagined. At the beginning of the story, they couldn't imagine they would be friends. And at the end of the story, they are the best of friends. That's a fulfillment that is way beyond the character's first imagining. So here they are: settings, challenges, golden opportunity, and fulfillment. 4 steps that give us a narrative, the common narrative pathway, meaning we find this in many, many stories. Now I'm going to ask you, Katrina, do you think of any stories when I say this? Which stories are you reminded of as you hear about this common narrative pathway?
I think I'm reminded of a lot of stories, maybe The Little Mermaid, Shrek. Yeah.
Shrek, The Little Mermaid. I wonder, these are good examples. Thank you so much. Can we see in the chat box, can you think of stories that work like this? Oh, someone's put the story of The Proud Tiger. I don't know that story. Frozen? Yeah, Frozen's a bit like this. You think, especially the problems that were happening right at the beginning of the story, and then it turns out completely different how you might have imagined it turning out. But even though the sisters are good friends by the end, right? But in a way you never imagined. Well, the Avengers, yeah, Marvel superheroes, they use stories like this, very much so. And they need a golden opportunity. So many, Moana, Blindside, Encanto, Jumanji, Spider-Man, so many. Story of the Fantastic Beasts, that Harry Potter spin-off. So many stories are being given here. Great, I'm glad you can see how this narrative pathway is so common. You find it with so many stories. Okay, so let's have a look now. I wonder if you can tell me if we are going to use this for the story that I just told you about where stories come from, what would we decide we need to remember for each of these 4 steps? What do you remember from today's story? Now, in the chat box, I'm going to ask you to put, can you think for the setting? What happened at the beginning of the story that gave us the setting? When, where, who, what? Tell me something about the beginning of the story of where stories come from, the story I told you. What should go there for the setting? We finish at 9:30, you're right, that's right, yeah. So we just got a little bit more time to try and explore this. Who could put something in the chat box to tell me what would be the beginning of the story? What's the beginning of the story about the woman that went to find something that would help her to get her children to sleep? What was the problem there? I gave you a clue to get her children. The children cannot sleep, that's right. Yeah, once upon a time would be a nice way to start. Where is the story happening? In Africa, that's it, good, good. When did it happen? When did the story happen? Last week? Or did it happen a few months ago? When do you think it happened? A long time ago, a long time ago. Yeah, great. Oh, well done. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a moment. What about the challenges? Here's a clue for you. What were the challenges that the mother faced? She wanted to get the children to sleep. She went to go and find some help, but she faced challenges. What happened to her? She met a monkey, that's right. She went to find some help, that's right, but the animals cannot help her. No, she met an owl. What happened to the owl? What happened to the owl? The owl, what happened to the owl when she met the owl? I see people saying, the owl went to sleep. That's right. What did the mummy monkey do? What about the mummy monkey do? Now some people are saying about the turtle. Hang on a minute. You're rushing on ahead there. The mama monkey, she was too busy. She had to look after her own kids. That's right. We've got somebody saying that here. The mama monkey was busy taking care of her own kids. And the hare, what did the hare do? That rabbit, the big rabbit. Hare heard a lion. That's right. And ran away. Now, people are saying the turtle. And that's right. The turtle provided the golden opportunity. It was surprising that a turtle should appear after being on land. And the turtle took her down under the sea, below the water. What did she get under the water? What did they give her? A seashell, that's right. Was it just an ordinary seashell? Can you explain it a bit more? Magic shell, that's it. So we come to the fulfillment. She had a magic shell. And how did it get the children to sleep? How did a magic shell get the children to sleep? Through storytelling. That's right. Yes, telling story. It told stories. Correct. And so the children went to sleep. But the fulfillment is even better because this was the beginning of all the stories that everyone in the world would know eventually as well. So it's an even bigger ending than the mother would have imagined at the beginning. Good. Okay, so look, here are some notes that you could put on here if you were using this to try to write down the important parts of this story. The setting. So here we have it, that the children couldn't sleep. The mother didn't know what to do. And so she went on a journey to see who could help her. Then the challenges. The mother went to ask the animals that lived on the land, but they were of no help to her. Then the next part, the golden opportunity. The turtle said he could help her, and he took the mother to meet the animals under the sea. They wanted to know what life was like on the land, and once she had told them, the animals under the sea gave her a magic shell. And then the last part of the story, the fulfillment, when the mother listened to the shell, she could hear it telling stories. She told her children a story every night, and each night they fell asleep. There you go. We managed to put the whole of the story just into 4 steps here, and with notes made here, so that we can remember everything that's important in the story. And now we can see the structure of the story. That structure where we have the setting, the challenges, the golden opportunity, and the fulfillment. You see, if you can put any story into that, and you will find the structure of the story. Okay, so let me just tell you one thing about the fulfillment. Do you remember me saying that the fulfillment is even bigger than what the character wanted initially at the beginning in the setting. Let's just look at the story in this circular way. We have a setting that moves to the challenges, that moves to the golden opportunity, that moves to the challenges, to the golden opportunity. That's right, I'm doing fine. And then the fulfillment at the end. But the fulfillment, it links up to what happened at the beginning. You know, a good story is the story that ends in a way that helps us remember what the problem was at the beginning. If we don't end a story with the problem being solved, then the circle is broken. We have to complete the circle. And that circle is completed by us making sure that the end of the story is talking about something that was important to the character at the beginning in the setting. All right. So you can test your story to see whether it's a good story by how it ends. Does that end link up with the beginning? Is the fulfillment something that needed to be talked about right at the beginning in the setting? Okay. Now, here it is. There's that story again. But we are going to ask this question. How does this help me? How does it help you to be given this structure of the common narrative pathway? Well, it does 4 things. The first thing it does is it provides a simple and clear way for you to remember the story. The story has so many details in it, but if I have to think, what's the setting, what's the challenges, what's the golden opportunity, what's the fulfillment, then I can remember the story more easily in a very clear, simple way. Number 2, it helps you to check that you have all the important information. If you get those 4 things in the story into your narrative, then you have remembered what's important. You might not have included everything, but you remembered what's important. The next one is, it makes sure you still have a good story, because we have that problem in the setting and the challenges, which builds up to the golden opportunity. All good stories are told this way. And then it gives you 4 steps, and each step gives you a scene, 4 scenes that you can focus on. And this is especially good for if you are going to be doing a mini drama. I'll show you how it works, and Emily's going to help me here. Let's take a look again. Here are the 4 steps, and we're going to just choose one. We're just going to work with one to show you how this can be created. We're going to focus on the challenges where the mother went to ask the animals that lived on the land, but they were of no help to her. Okay, so we're going to do that together. Now, the characters in this part of the story, there's a mother, an owl, a monkey, and a hare. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for the moment, and I am going to invite Emily to come on screen with me here. Hi, Emily. Are you coming on screen? There she is. Now, Emily, oh, I can't see you for some reason.
I can't see me.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just have to listen to you. Okay, and we can still hear your voice, which is good. Okay, so Emily, can you be the mother, and I will be the 3 animals. Okay. And we are just going to see now if we can remember what's in the story and try and act it out. Just that part that was in the challenges. Okay, something very simple. And we're just going to see what kind of ideas we come up with for making a mini drama about that part of the story. Okay, so Emily, off you go. You're the mother. She's looking for some help. Over to you.
All right. As the mother was walking, she looked up at the trees and she spotted an owl. And she said to the owl, "Oh, owl, you're such a wise creature. I have a problem. My children won't sleep at night and they're constantly crying. And because of this, we are so grumpy in the morning and they've not had enough sleep. Do you have any advice to give me?"
Oh, I am very tired. I am feeling sleepy. I should be asleep during the day. It is night when I wake up. I'm sorry, but I need to sleep now.
Oh dear, looks like the owl has fallen asleep. It's no help to me now. Well, the mother continued walking, and through some other branches in another tree, she saw a monkey. And she said, Oh, monkey, you have so many children with you. I'm sure you can help me solve a problem I have. You see, my children won't sleep at night and they're constantly crying because of this. We wake up in the morning and they're always tired and grumpy. I'm sure you know something that can help me solve my problem.
Oh, I don't have time to help you. My children, one of them is about to fall off the branch. That one is fighting with his brother. This little one does not have any food. I have to do things to help my own children. I can't be helping your children. I'm sorry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, the monkey's too busy to help me. I hope someone else can. And as she looked down at her feet in the grass, she saw something moving and she saw a hare. And she said to the hare, oh hare, you have big ears. I'm sure you hear a lot of stories. Maybe something that you have heard could help me solve my problem. You see, my kids just cannot sleep at night and they're always crying. Is there anything you have heard about that could help me solve my problem?
I have long ears and I might be able to hear something that will help you, but hang on. I can hear that there is a lion nearby. Oh, and the lion might try to eat me. Oh, I'm sorry, but I must go. I'm sorry, I cannot help you.
Oh, no, don't go. Oh, there goes the hare. It seems I have spoken to 3 creatures and all 3 creatures are of no help to me. I wonder, what am I going to do now?
Oh, great. That's the challenges, isn't it? Those are all the challenges in the story. We don't need to do any more acting. Emily, thank you so much. I could hear everything that the mother was saying, even if we couldn't see you. But we'll take you off screen now. Thank you so much. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that. But that gives you an example of how you can take just a small part of the story and just try acting it out. With your friends, you can decide which characters you're going to be and just try out the ideas. Well, let me just quickly put on the last slides as we come closer to the end of our workshop. So what we have done is we have worked on a mini drama. We decided to look at the challenges and then we used what we knew of the story. We had some fun acting the characters and we tried out some ideas. And this would be the beginning of creating a mini drama. Now we're going to be sending you, you'll have available some support materials and there's information there on how you can do this and how you can use these ideas to start to build up your mini drama using this structure. So the common narrative pathway, some things to remember. You want setting. So when you want the setting, think of WH questions and make sure you ask yourself, what is the problem? What is the big problem that my character is trying to find some kind of solution for? My character wants this problem to be solved. Then with the challenges, you need to be thinking to yourself, well, if there are going to be challenges, I need 3 of them, a magic 3, so that it makes the story feel like a traditional story, a story that feels familiar, but also it starts to build up the drama. We're waiting for the golden opportunity. So when the golden opportunity comes, we need to think about a big change. And quite often a new character will come then, whether it's a turtle, a fairy godmother, a goose that can lay golden eggs, Dumbledore. So many different characters will come in to make the big change, to bring that golden opportunity. And then finally, the fulfillment. And however you end the story, make sure that it links back to the setting. So you have the sense of a story coming full circle, that the story really feels like it's a story that's very satisfying. They think, yeah, that all makes sense. Well, we're coming to the end of this part of the workshop now. We've looked at what's the story, structure, what you want to present, and how to summarize a story using 4 simple steps to provide you with the foundations for creating your own storytelling or mini drama. Next week, we will be doing 1 person, many voices. And this is how to bring your story and your characters to life. Did you notice that when Emily was being the mother, she was speaking in a way where she sounded frustrated and sad, desperate. Did you notice that when I was being the characters, I used different voices for the owl, the monkey, and for the hare? That is one way in which one person can have many voices to make the characters, and we'll be showing you more about how you can do that next time in our next session. That will be Wednesday, 24th of May, same time, and we'll be online here. Well, thank you so much for all of your ideas in the chat box. It's been fun introducing this to you, and we look forward to seeing you again soon as we continue to look at staging the screen. Thanks ever so much, Katrina. I hand back to you now.
Thanks so much, Cikgu Johnny and Cikgu Emily, for the wonderful workshop. I learned so much and I really enjoyed your storytelling and your acting. Yeah, I really enjoyed the workshop. Now, students and teachers, can you share with me what is one thing that you guys have learned just now? Maybe just one thing, although we may have learned many things, but let's just think, what is one thing that we learned? It could be how to write stories, how to write a narrative. Yeah, narrative. What is one thing that you learned from this workshop? How to do storytelling. Yeah, that's great. How we start off stories, structure of a story, how to build stories. Yes, that's great. So from this, we really learned how to structure our stories. Well, for me, sometimes it can be quite difficult to create a story that has a full and solid structure. But now I can use the 4 steps of the common narrative pathway to structure my story. It will definitely be easier for me to join the competition and for all of you to join the competition. Now, as Cikgu Johnny shared just now, there will be more workshops and even a study pack coming up. I saw some of you were requesting for the slides just now, right? Not to worry, we have our study pack prepared. And in order to get the study pack, you can just download it from accessing our Maxis e-class portal, or you can download the app on Google Play Store or the Apple App Store if you guys are using iPhone. So for those of you who are not on e-class portal yet, don't miss out. Quickly register yourself an account and you can download the study pack and learn how to structure your stories better. There are exercises and notes in the study pack and it's really interesting. So don't miss out, quickly register your account. Now, next week, we will be having our second workshop and I hope to see all of you there. I promise we will have an amazing learning journey, being able to use different voices like how Cikgu Johnny did with the 3 characters and how they changed their body language. And we will be learning from our experts from KLSP again. Now, one final thing before we end, to get your e-certificate. Do you guys want your e-certificates? So to get your e-certificates, all you have to do is complete the feedback form at the link on the screen. You can also scan the QR code too. So you scan the QR code and you can complete the feedback form. Please make sure you complete the form within 2 days after the workshop. So today, Thursday and Friday, and after that, we will not be accepting any more feedback. So do fill up the feedback form right now. Okay, so your e-certificate will be emailed to you within 7 days or by 26 May. So make sure the email address you have given is correct. And don't forget to check your spam or junk folder too, because sometimes our emails may end up there. Now, if you have any questions, you can follow us on our Telegram channel, E-Class Student Stars, and drop your questions there. I saw a lot of you put your questions in the Q&A section, and that's great. We welcome your questions. If you have any more questions, you can join the Telegram group E-Class Student Stars, and we can help you with your questions there. So now I will give 1 minute for you guys to fill up the feedback form. If you guys have any problems with filling up the feedback form, do let me know. The link is already in the chat. Okay, has everyone filled in the feedback form? I hope you have. Now, We will see all of you very soon, hopefully next week and the following weeks after that. And I hope you guys have a good rest. So thank you. Thank you everyone for coming and have a good rest.
Nak dunia belajar yang lagi seronok tak? Ha, jom masuk iKlas. Dengan iKlas, nak belajar secara digital di mana-mana pun mudah dan mengujakan. Seronok kan? Di kat sini ada ramai cikgu berpengalaman yang sedia dan bersemangat untuk mengajar. Tak kiralah di mana-mana. Ada soalan ke tu? Tanya je cikgu terus. Ini kan tuition dalam talian. Skor dalam peperiksaan dengan bantuan cikgu tuition. Nota ada, video ada, soalan latih tubi peperiksaan ada dan banyak lagi tau. Tengok tu, macam-macam aktiviti dan projek ada untuk anda sertai.
If you are done filling the feedback form, you guys can leave and we'll see you next week. Don't forget to fill in the feedback form and we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Menulis esei dengan hebat dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Remember to join the Telegram group to get more information and don't forget to register for the Maxis iKlas portal to download the study pack.
Komuniti iKlas ni besar.
Bye everyone.
Inilah
Have a
masanya
good
nak belajar
rest.
sama-sama dengan kawan baru secara dalam talian. Tak kiralah sama ada nak berbincang pasal subjek baru atau cabar mereka dengan kuis mingguan. Tengok siapa boleh jadi nombor 1. Belajar secara dalam talian boleh jadi seronok dan mudah. Kalau anda belajar dengan iKlas, barulah boleh jadi peneraju masa depan. Terukai dunia belajar lagi seronok. iKlas menanti anda.